Today, we're going to be architects, but we're not designing buildings. Nope, we are designing better conversations. We're going to dig into the blueprint for something called intentional dialogue. You know that feeling, right? You walk away from a really important conversation and you just feel completely misunderstood. It's like you were both talking, but you might as well have been on different planets. It is so common, so frustrating, but it turns out there's actually a blueprint to fix it.
And that's our starting point. The whole solution is about making a shift, a big one, from what we could call accidental conversations to intentional ones. We're talking about moving away from conversations that just sort of happen to us to conversations that we consciously build.
So what exactly is this intentional dialogue? Well, think of it like a framework. It has two essential parts: purposeful communication and active listening. They're like two sides of the same coin. You absolutely can't have one without the other if your goal is to build real connections and make collaboration actually work. And this really lays out the choice we have every single time we talk to someone. On one side, you've got that accidental default mode. It's kind of aimless, it's messy, it leads to misunderstandings, and you feel disconnected. But on the other side, you have the intentional path. It's purposeful, it's clear, and it is designed from the ground up to create a real connection. So, how do we get there? How do we actually build this? Well, this whole framework rests on two incredibly powerful pillars. And they're not separate skills you can just pick and choose from. They truly support each other, and if one is missing, the whole structure kind of collapses. Okay, so let's tackle the first pillar: speak to resonate. This is the expressive side of the equation. And this is about way more than just talking. It's about carefully crafting your message so it doesn't just get heard, it actually lands. Now, this isn't just about picking the right words. It's really a three-part strategy. First, you have to structure your message to give it some real impact. Then, you focus on clarity to make sure you're not causing confusion. And finally, and this is key, you speak in a way that fosters openness. That's what turns what could be a monologue into a genuine dialogue. The goal is captured perfectly in this quote from the source material. It's about equipping yourself with the tools to communicate, and I love this, clearly, confidently, and with purpose. The big takeaway here is that it's about becoming an effective communicator, not just the loudest one in the room.
But speaking, as important as it is only half the equation. That brings us to our second pillar: listen to understand. Honestly, this is often the most neglected part of communication. It requires us to completely redefine what it means to listen. It's not about being quiet, it's about fundamentally shifting our entire goal.
And this forces us to ask a really tough question. I mean, we all think we're listening, right? But how are we listening? Are we just listening to find a gap so we can jump in and say our piece? Or are we listening to genuinely, truly understand what the other person is saying? That is the leap beyond just surface level hearing.
And you can see the huge contrast right here. On one side, there's that surface level hearing. It's passive. You're basically just waiting for your turn to talk, and your brain is 100% focused on what your response is going to be. But on the other side, you have active, empathetic listening. You're fully engaged with one goal in mind: to understand and to validate their perspective.
And that really gets to the core of it. The main job of active listening is validation. Now, this doesn't mean you have to agree with them, not at all. It's about acknowledging that their perspective is valid to them. That simple act of making someone feel heard can completely change the entire dynamic of a conversation. It's a game changer. So, what happens when you put these two pillars together? When you combine speaking to resonate with listening to understand? Well, the result isn't just a better conversation here and there. You actually start to build an entirely new environment. Think about it. When people genuinely feel heard, it sets off this powerful chain reaction. First, you build stronger connections. Then, those connections allow you to move from just cooperating to actually having true collaboration. And in that collaborative space, people feel safe enough to give and receive productive feedback, which allows great ideas to flow freely. See how it all connects?
It creates this incredible self-reinforcing cycle. Stronger connections lead to better collaboration. That collaboration creates an environment where feedback and new ideas can actually thrive. And guess what? That just strengthens the connections even more. Each element just fuels the next one.
So, to bring it all back to our blueprint, this is the core equation. Purposeful speaking plus active listening, that equals real connection. These aren't just two separate skills on a checklist. They are the essential materials you use to build the arch of a real, meaningful, lasting connection. And that leaves us with a challenge, a call to action, really. Think about your day tomorrow, a meeting at work, a talk with a family member, maybe just a check-in with a colleague. Armed with this new blueprint, what is the one conversation you will choose to build differently?